saying congratulations on the album. It's an absolutely amazing album, so congratulations.
Thank you so much. I am really, honestly, very, very happy that if you like it. I'm happy that it's released and it's done, but I'm more happy that if someone appreciates the album.
The singles have been getting so much airplay on our show. Our listeners keep on requesting the tracks time and time again. So I guess the best way to start is for you to tell us a little bit about how the band came together in the first place.
I writing music for many years, and I have, I started out many years ago as a drummer in a band, and then I quit the band to write my own rock music, and it turned out to be more electronic, dance music. So I spent some years doing that, but in the meantime, I have always wanted to do this album. So it's I'm happy that it sounds as fresh as it does, because it's the idea of it is very old. It's an old dream of mine to just sit down and write music. Since we since we don't have an audience, we're a new band, so it was such a joyful time to write music, not to try to convince anyone something. Just write the music that I want and that the band like. And then I met this wonderful producer, Jonas, and I think it all came together 2 years ago when I presented the first songs to Jonas, and he said that he liked it and he really wanted to produce it. And then I just keep on writing songs and send to him, and I asked him to pick the songs he liked to produce them, and suddenly we had 11 songs, and we said it's time for an album.
The band has a very, very unique sound. Tell us a little bit about what you set out. What kind of sound did you set out to achieve when you first started work with these tracks?
The sound, I think, since I'm a huge fan of, I've been listening to rock all my life, and I think that the live album Unleashed in the East with Judas Priest is one of my childhood favorites. But I love the newer style when you start to work with synthesizers and drum machines and stuff like Rammstein, and so the plan was a little bit in the beginning more industrial metal. But since I met Jonas, then we started to play together with the band, and it was live drums, and everything was live. And then I fell back to maybe more of the sounds from when I was, from my life, the soundtrack of the rock scene of my life, and I think everything has developed in its own direction. In such a wonderful way. Sometimes I can just sit and watch this project develop and grow. And I wrote the songs, and I'm just interested to see where they go. I let my producer go crazy, and I come in and I change something, and it's So I thought it was going to be more industrial, but I'm very, very happy with where we ended up here.
Definitely. It sounds absolutely amazing. So when you and Jonas first started to work together, how did you go then about bringing other musicians in to work with and to form the actual band?
I think the first song I sent to him was Winterland and Born on the Wind, and at the moment I was singing both of these songs in German, but my German is really bad. So Jonas he asked me, can you please do this in English? And I said, nope. And then my record company said, you have to, because you're German. No one hears a word of what you're saying. So I had to change it to English. But anyway, Jonas, he plays great guitars and bass, and he's a wonderful keyboard player. And I've been playing drums all my life, so the the programming of the drums we had, but suddenly we started to record it live, and I felt like if it's only me and Jonah, we need like when you're cooking food, you need another spice to it. So then I started to call around my friends with Pontus Norgren from Hammerfall and all these guys that are on the record. And I think today when I listen to the album, I still think it was a great idea to bring all of these influences in. There were more guys that I want to bring into it, but then I understand that we're probably going to make an album number 2, so we call them next time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, the album touches on some very, very deep topics. What kind of things inspire you lyrically when you sit down to work on tracks?
First of all, it's such a great opportunity for me as a songwriter because when you write pop songs, normal pop songs and dance tracks, it doesn't go very well if you start to dig deeper in darker subjects, darker topics. It doesn't suit so very well, but in this kind of music you can go anywhere. You can go from happiness to really black sorrow, to questions, is there an afterlife, or where the world is coming to, if do we still have an earth in 100 years, and these kind of heavy topics. And it's the music, I don't know how to explain it, but it's so much, the music is so much more welcoming to these kind of topics.
Yeah.
The normal. So for me, it's been everything. As you probably read, but I had this dream twice about this woman, and we're talking together, and she asked me to make these 3 albums. It's just a dream, so I don't have to follow that. I'm not superstitious in any way, but I think it's a great energy. It gives me a great inspiration, and especially try to write things that are in my mind. And when I spoke with Jonas, we had a couple of beers, and I was explaining what I wanted to do, that I don't want to have any religious things in it, just deep thoughts. And he was so much into it. So we really found each other this first night. We didn't even play songs. We just were talking for hours, drinking beer and talking about the lyrics. And so even that part of this story was we connected very, very much. That was cool.
Yeah. Do you like the fact that people who listen to your tracks will go away and think about those deep thoughts as well? Well,
my favorite songs in my life, that's exactly how I do it. I don't turn the song off and start to think about something else. If it's a good song, then I continue, and maybe sometimes you sing a lyric, you sing something, and you don't really care much about what the words mean, but one day, you're stuck in traffic and you're singing the song for yourself, or you're listening to it on the radio, and you're like, suddenly start to think, what are they singing about? And at least for myself, I just love it when the lyric means something.
Yeah.
It takes you somewhere. I think a good song is a small journey for your mind. It takes you somewhere else. You follow the song and you come to another place. If you're a ball, that direction of this ball on this, it's going somewhere. And when you listen to the song, after the song, the ball is going in another direction because of the song. I think that's, in my opinion, the best grade you can give a song. It changed, maybe not very much, but it changed something in your mind a little bit. And if the lyrics help you to think of someone that you lost or someone that you miss, then I think it's a great thing. It can be a hard thing too, of course. It's easier to just be drunk all the time.
Yeah. Now, the last couple of years have been crazy worldwide. How did that impact how you got together to record the album? And what are your plans now that the world is opening back up again?
As horrible as the pandemic has been for 2 years for the world and for the guys being sick and even those who don't, who lost their lives in this. For me personally, I was working myself. It was too much, So when it all slowed down and suddenly stopped, we canceled I think 60 or 70 shows for 1.5 years. It gave me a lot of time to reflect on life and where I am and my life and my age and what I want to do and what's the plan. It was like before I was leading my life, and now the last years I've been chasing my life, so it was, for me, it was a time to stop and reflect of everything, and suddenly I thought that instead of chasing everything, what do I want? What would I like to do? And I would really much like to do this album. And suddenly there was time. I have my own little studio at home, and I said to myself, what are you waiting for? Start doing the record, and start today. And I did. So for me, but of course I have a restaurant, and it was horrible to see, all the guys that we had to fire because there was no customers, and yeah. And on the other hand, the same day as we were supposed to release the first single, that was 24th of February, and all of us know what happened that day in Ukraine. So the world is it's a dark place.
Definitely, yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. I live in what was ended up being the most locked down city in the world. We were locked down for 300 days over 2 years. So a lot of restaurants and small businesses, unfortunately, didn't make it through. But now we're seeing our city come back to life again. Now, someone said the other day, it's like watching a tree go from autumn to spring. What are your plans now for the band? Will you be getting out and doing some more shows and hopefully touring?
Yeah, hopefully. That was really beautiful explained, with this tree. I think exactly. But also in the middle of this tree developing from autumn to, green leaves and everything, and suddenly this mad war comes up, and it's like the tree is green, but the sky above it is dark, really dark, still. But yeah, hopefully we putting the band together. Some of us are still, it's been in the group for the whole time. We've been usually on the weekends. We come together in my place, and we've, it was a lockdown here too, but we weren't supposed to go out and on clubs and stuff. So we had a little, just a few guys, and all of these friends, girls and boys, are in the band. There is some kind of band, but we miss bits and pieces. But good friends are coming in to help us this summer, and I have this dream that they will have more time for DAMPF in the future, because I think it sounds wonderful now when we're rehearsing. We're going to do 3 big festivals, rock festivals in Finland and 1 in Sweden this summer, and and then we'll see where the record takes us, and if we are welcome to play anywhere else, and what's happening in the autumn, next summer, winter. I'm not sure. We already started with the next album, so we have plans. I love this project. It's a wonderful, wonderful project. I used to call it my little hobby project, but it started to be more than that.
Definitely. Well, we're going to play Who Am I on our show again right now. But before we do that, what would you like to say to all of the fans out there in Australia who have already fallen in love with your music? What would you like to say to them before they take a listen to the album?
that you guys make me a very, very, very happy man. I'm together with Jonah. We made the album because we love this, and we were not sure that we were ever gonna meet anyone else that, you know, understand and like the music, but we hope so. And suddenly you tell me that we are more, because I used to say that if you like DAMPF, then you are a part of DAMPF. So now we are more guys in this group. I love it. So thank you so much.